So, I wanted to talk about how exactly it is that they could make Cerydra meta, right? And the more I thought about this, the more I realized that this actually has a decent chance of happening. Now, it does not mean she'll be a best in slot support, she could just be replaced by a new one, right? However, it is viable. So, for those who don't know, Cerydra, she is best in slot for Phanon and Anox as of currently. However, another thing about her is at highest levels of Eidolon investment, she's actually best in slot for my day, right? So, the reason this is that My Day's main damage output is his Godslayers, and his Godslayers do count as skills or, whatever. So, this allows his Godslayers to contribute towards Cerydra stack charge for double skills, and at E6 he gets them off so often that Cerydra actually becomes his best in slot support in the entirety of the game, and he goes completely disgusting, right? So this made me think, after recently seeing a showcase on this, that they could actually just do this, same type of kit style to make a dedicated DPS for Cerydra for a follow-up character, right? Like literally no different to Fei Xiao. The follow-ups would contribute towards Cerydra stack charge, and at the same time they'll have like this one big attack that they have to build up to after maybe a certain amount of follow-ups, where then Cerydra can trigger a double of it, right? If you think about it, technically Fei Xiao already does this. Fei Xiao needs to get multiple follow-ups off or just attacks off in general to be able to get to 6 stacks, which is the same as Cerydra's double skill, and then she's allowed to ult, which is where her main, big damage hit is in her kit. So a follow-up character that would be able to generate Cerydra stacks would just make Cerydra best in slot for them in all likelihood, especially if their big hit was something very, very significant towards their overall damage output, kinda like My Day's Godslayers, right? Although I will say as well, they'd probably have to be able to proc this big damage hit decently often. Otherwise, the less often it procs, the less valuable Cerydra is, and the more valuable it is to just constantly action advance a follow-up character or blah 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 blah, right? However, I was thinking about this, and because version 3 kind of mirrors the version 1 archetypes, and version 4 kind of we already know because of Constance, we're going to be getting Break, which was also in early version 2. There's a good chance that they then copy, well, the follow-up meta, which came with Fei Xiao, right? Fei Xiao released in 2.5, later part of version 2, so it is 100% a possibility that Cerydra could be best in slot for a future skill damage follow-up character. However, that's not confirmed by any means, simply my own speculation on how they could possibly make Cerydra much more valuable in the future. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Cerydra does go fucking insane with E6 My Day from what I've seen, and it just made me think a little bit. I would not be surprised if they implemented this, kind of E6 My Day playstyle into a follow-up character mid version 4 that Cerydra could support really well. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.